Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about Saturn in 7th house. What kind of general results we can see if Saturn is in 7th, and it is considered an excellent situation for business, for career, for marriage and relationships, for money and wealth. And what kind of malefic results also Saturn can bring if it is not well placed in 7th, that also we are going to talk about. And if you are experiencing any kind of negative aspects of Saturn in your life, then what are the remedies for that? So we'll discuss all of these things. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in description. So we are talking about Saturn in 7th today. Now, 7th house is a very excellent house for Saturn because in 7th house, Saturn attains Digbal, directional strength. And if it is in a good sign, making good combinations in 7th, it is going to be really powerful to give quite excellent results in life. So first of all, we'll talk about a strong Saturn in 7th house. So what do I mean by this? Saturn is, let's suppose, exalted in its own sign or in friendly signs, and it is in association with Kendra or Trikona lords, or at the same time the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that sign is well placed in the chart, and along with this, sun, moon and ascendant lord must be well placed in the chart. They should be strong. If sun, moon and lagna lord, they are weak, no matter how good your other planets are, you won't find expected results of those planets even though you are running those dashas. So if Saturn is in such situation, it will be considered well. Now first of all, what we can see here is that Saturn in 7th house, see, Saturn is a planet of realistic approach, reality. So it gives early maturity to person through tough life experiences. And see, because from 7th house it looks at the first house. So first house is you, yourself, your thinking, your personality. So Saturn is going to look at the first house, and from here it makes person very mature, resilient, realistic, practical, clever, patient, relentless, consistent, a hard worker, and who has discipline, commitment, dutiful approach, responsibility, who knows that if I have set my mind to certain ambitions, I will, no matter what, work hard in order to achieve them. That is Saturn in 7th house. That is why it brings success there. So this is an excellent situation for Saturn to be in. Then at the same time, it gives you material ambitions as well as the success, because 7th house is Maya, the material world. Saturn functions very well here. So material ambitions means longing for power, authority, status, reputation, money, wealth, assets, luxurious life, all those things, relationships. So Saturn in 7th house generates natural ambitions towards material life, but at the same time it also gives success. The reason for success, you have to see other combinations of course, but you have to understand there that the strong Saturn in 7th is going to bring those kind of personality traits which I said so far, due to which it ultimately gives the success to the person, because Saturn gives nothing for free. It is not the planet of your luck. It is a planet of actions. It is the planet of karma. So Saturn in 7th house is excellent in order to give success and victory in life. It can give land, assets, vehicles, power, authority, name, money, wealth, luxuries, good career, because 7th house is Pad Prapti. Pad Prapti means achieving higher status, position wherever you work. And you have to see other combinations how the 10th lord and 10th house is. But Saturn in 7th, if it is good, then it has full capacity to make person really successful in life. Then at the same time, 7th house is the house of marriage. Until and unless there are no other specific yogas which are inhibiting the delay, Saturn in 7th house creates delay in marriage. So delay in marriage, but at the same time, if you have to see other combinations for marriage. I have discussed many of these things in separate videos. You can watch them about the marriage, how to see that. But in general, if Saturn is strong, it shows rise after marriage. Person rises after the marriage happens, and it shows a committed, sustainable, long-term, healthy, meaningful relationship or a marriage. But remember that Saturn makes you work hard for some things in life. It means constant effort is required to keep something alive. So Saturn can show possessiveness, emotional dissatisfaction, dullness, distance, coldness sometimes, due and separation due to work means person is more engaged in work and they are not able to give time to family. That kind of thing can happen. But ultimately over a period of time, as you mature, both the people, a time passes by, you find yourself in a state of really strong deep bond and in the marriage. So it makes you work hard to sustain marriage and family, but it is a giver of good sustainable marriage as well as a family life, because from 7th house it looks at your 4th house also. The 4th house is your home, your peace of mind, your family. So Saturn is excellent. That's why if it is well placed, it can bring these aspects in life. Then it can show certain troubles to or with parents or a spouse, depending how the chart is, because it is a malefic ultimately. So from here, it is 7th house is wife or husband, spouse. 4th house, it looks at 4th house and 9th house. 9th house is father, 4th house is mother. So if Saturn is strong, it's not gonna ruin your relationship with them, but it can create certain troubles to them, some troubles to parents or spouse. That can be seen, but you have to see other combinations. If 4th house, 9th house are strong, 7th lord is fine, or Saturn is the 7th lord itself, then it won't hamper those things too much. Then another thing is that since Saturn is looking at the 1st house and Saturn is constant criticism, so it gives what? Self-criticism, and no doubt at the same time fear of losing things, and some kind of social validation is required in order to feel good about yourself. Some or the other way it's gonna be there, because 7th house is what? Society. 7th house, the people around you. And apart from that, Saturn gives self-confidence. Once the person becomes something, accomplishes something in life, initially you might find yourself in a state of nervousness or self-doubt, low self-confidence, but the more you work, the more you spend time, the more you collect experience, the better it becomes. That means your confidence boosts up as you accomplish things in life. Then it is excellent for certain areas to be in. First of all, 7th house is business and entrepreneurship. Saturn, if it is well placed in 7th and making combinations for business, it is an excellent situation to be a businessman or an entrepreneur or be self-employed in life. Then apart from that, Saturn is also excellent for being in management and administration, public service, politics, law, government jobs, social work, sales, trade, operations management, supply chain, real estate, infrastructure, iron, steel, coal, mining, oil and gas, all kinds of STEM fields, science, engineering, technology areas. And it's also 7th house is creative arts, mass communication. So depending on the combinations, it is excellent for being in creative fields like any kind of artistic pursuits. So that depends how the yogas are there in the chart. So these are excellent results of Saturn which we discussed so far in 7th house. Now we are going to talk about if Saturn is weak in 7th house, then what kind of results we can expect. Now by weak I mean that Saturn, let's suppose, is in enemy signs and in debilitation with no cancellation of debilitation, and in strong papakartri means malefics are present on either side of Saturn. Being in bad signs, Saturn is afflicted by Mars, Sun, Rahu, Ketu, 6th, 8th or 12th lords, and the zodiac sign in which Saturn is sitting, the lord of that sign is badly placed. It is retrograde while being in enemy signs, totally combust or in Mrityu Bhaga. And at the same time, Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord are also not well placed in the chart. So the more these situations will prevail in the horoscope, the more Saturn will have capability to create problems in life, because 7th house is a Marak house also. Means it is a house which has capability to create problems as well in the life. So if Saturn is badly placed in 7th, there are several results which we can see. I am going to tell all of them. You don't have to jump to conclusions. You have to see the chart in totality, keeping in mind how other planets are impacting and everything. And then you have to see, okay, this is how the results can be seen. Till then, just take it as a source of information, what I'm telling. So first here, Saturn in 7th house can enhance the level of adharma. If Jupiter is also bad and 9th house is also not good, this will enhance furthermore, because 7th house is Maya, material world, and Saturn will give material ambitions, but now the way to achieve and fulfill those ambitions cannot be quite right. So it can show greed, selfishness, lies, manipulation. Person seeks shortcuts instead of working hard diligently, seeking shortcuts, deceit, cunningness, immorality, and money comes through illegal and corrupt activities. It can show person who is quite unemotional, cold and ruthless. because from here it is looking at your first house and fourth house, which are your mind and personality. So Saturn can impact that. So this can be seen, and people are like this around us in the society. So we can't ignore that. But again, understand, you have to see the chart and then assess that, okay, how it is acting. Another point, it can show low self-esteem, no self-confidence, heavy self-doubt, desperate social validation, cluelessness about one's own identity, indiscipline, lethargy, laziness, irresponsible approach, bad company, troubled education. It can show problems with parents or family. So because 7th house is marriage, 4th house, it looks at 4th house and 9th. So that is your parents, 4th house mother, 9th house father. So it can show either it is bad for father or mother or the marriage, or it can show troubles to them, troubles with them or to them, that depends. Then it is extremely negative for marriage. It can show death of a spouse also. Again, you have to see the combinations for that. But any kind of marital problems, whatever, A to Z, anything, small to big, all kind of problems can be seen in the marriage and relationship. Or it can show separation, divorce, court cases, really toxic, bad, unhealthy marriages. That depends. Then career and financial instability, business failures, partnership failures, loans, debts, loss of assets, court cases, chronic health problems, misery. Any of these issues can be seen if Saturn is in 7th, badly placed. Now, again, you don't have to jump to conclusions. You have to see how other planets are, then come to a proper conclusion that, okay, this is how it is acting. And if you are experiencing any kind of negative results, I have made 2 videos upon the remedies for the Saturn. Watch them. The practical remedies, the astrological remedies, both are discussed in detail. The links of those videos are shown above as well as given in description below. Watch them, follow the remedies, and the more you continue to follow them, the more you experience the improvement in life, if it is bringing any kind of problems, no matter whatever the area is. So that is all from my end today regarding Saturn in 7th. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, do share it, comment on it. And if you are new to my channel, subscribe below for more. Check on my website, Facebook page, Instagram for reels and posts. Otherwise, we'll meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.